This is the Large Hadron Collider. It's the biggest scientific experiment ever attempted.
You can think about this a little bit like a time machine. We're going back to the conditions that were very soon after the Big Bang.
Scientists and space agencies are always on the lookout, trying to shield us from cosmic dangers like asteroids and harmful radiation. They're even on the hunt for new Earth-like planets. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is on a mission to make Mars our backup home, just in case Earth bites the dust. But there's one looming threat even the geniuses at NASA can't fend off: the ultimate demise of our universe. Tune into today's video to uncover a chilling truth that might just spell our end. According to some estimates, everything we know in the universe could vanish in 22 billion years. Other scientists, however, believe it might be more like 2.8 billion years, meaning we're in the final stretch of its lifespan. One thing most experts agree on is that the universe will eventually meet its end. The big question isn't just when, but also how. Theories range from the Big Rip and the Big Crunch to the Big Bounce, heat death, and the Big Slurp. The Big Slurp, one of the newer theories, involves the elusive Higgs boson. After scientists discovered a Higgs-like particle in 2012, they proposed that this particle, which is supposed to give everything mass, might mean our universe is in a precarious state. If this is true, in billions of years, an unstable Higgs field could trigger a bubble from another universe. This bubble would then expand rapidly, destroying everything in its wake and possibly giving birth to a new cosmos. Dr. Joseph Licken from the Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory explained, "With the standard model of particle physics and knowing the Higgs boson's mass, we can make a calculation, and the results are pretty grim. Essentially, a tiny bubble of the true vacuum the universe wants to be in could form due to a quantum fluctuation. Since this vacuum state has lower energy, the bubble would expand at light speed, wiping out everything in its path. The universe is aiming for this different state, so eventually, a bubble of what we might call an alternate universe will pop up somewhere and spread, obliterating our universe. To put it simply, the universe might just decide to hit the reset button someday." In 1964, Peter Higgs, Francois Engler, and 4 other theorists proposed the Higgs boson to explain why some particles have mass. Mass, essentially an object's resistance to changes in motion, can be thought of as its weight. Imagine pushing a freight train or a feather. The resistance you feel gives you an idea of their mass. The freight train's mass comes from its molecules and atoms, which consist of fundamental particles like electrons and quarks. But how do these fundamental particles get their mass? When physicists in the 1960s used quantum physics equations to study these particles, they encountered a dilemma. If they assumed the particles were massless, the equations formed a beautifully symmetrical pattern, like a perfect snowflake. This symmetry wasn't just mathematically pleasing, it also matched experimental patterns. However, scientists knew these particles had mass, but when they tweaked the equations to reflect this, the elegant symmetry fell apart, leaving the equations messy and complicated. Enter Higgs with a clever idea. Instead of cramming mass into the equations, keep them neat and symmetrical, but imagine them operating in a bizarre environment. Picture all of space filled with an invisible substance, the Higgs field, that particles have to push through. Higgs proposed that when you try to speed up a fundamental particle, it encounters resistance from this field. This resistance, or drag force, is what gives the particle mass. So, the Higgs boson is a key particle tied to the Higgs field, which gives mass to other particles like electrons and quarks. When a particle encounters a force, its mass determines how much it resists, changing its speed or position. This breakthrough idea helped explain how particles acquire mass while keeping the beautiful symmetry of the equations intact. In 2012, scientists confirmed the existence of the Higgs boson through the ATLAS and CMS experiments at the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, at CERN in Switzerland. This groundbreaking discovery earned Higgs and Englert the 2013 Nobel Prize in Physics. But here's the kicker: How could this spell our doom? The scary part is that if the particle discovered is indeed the Higgs boson, its mass suggests the universe could end in a fast-spreading bubble of destruction. The good news: this cataclysmic event is likely billions of years away. Currently, the particle found at the LHC seems to match the criteria for the Higgs boson, but scientists are cautious about declaring it the definitive one. It might be just the first of several particles involved in the process. Christopher Hill, a physicist at Ohio State University and deputy physics coordinator for the LHC's compact muon solenoid experiment, says, "The door is still very much open, that there's another particle that has a role to play, or even more than that." Lycan suggests that the properties of our universe, like the mass of the Higgs boson and the top quark, hint that we're on the brink of a metastable state. This isn't a new idea. Physicists have speculated about it for over 30 years. Back in 1982, Michael Turner and Frank Wilczek wrote in Nature that, without warning, a bubble of true vacuum could form somewhere in the universe and expand at the speed of light, annihilating everything, including our protons, before we even knew what hit us. Lycan adds his twist: the universe wants to be in a different state, so eventually, to make that happen, a little bubble of what you might think of as an alternate universe will appear somewhere, and it will spread out and destroy us. The discovery of the Higgs boson was monumental, as many of you might remember. This elusive particle not only helps give mass to fundamental particles, shaping our physical reality, but also provided a crucial piece to the particle physics standard model puzzle. However, questions remain, such as pinpointing the true mass of the particle found at the Large Hadron Collider. The Higgs boson's mass is critical because it affects the universe's ultimate fate, whether it will end in the Big Bounce, the Big Freeze, the Big Rip, or the Big Slurp. This discovery has sent shockwaves through the world of particle physics, as understanding the Higgs boson has major implications for other aspects of quantum mechanics. One report suggests a troubling possibility. If the Higgs boson exists at the predicted mass, our universe might be in serious trouble. At least, that's the view of Lycan. Scientists are delving into the properties of the Higgs boson to see if they align with the predictions of the standard model of particle physics. If the Higgs boson turns out to be different from what the model predicts, it could open the door to groundbreaking discoveries, potentially uncovering new particles that interact with the known particles only through the Higgs boson. According to Lycan's projections, our universe might face a devastating event billions of years from now. He predicts that a bubble created from quantum fluctuations in a parallel world with a lower energy state could appear in our universe, expanding at the speed of light and ultimately destroying everything. This scenario raises profound questions about whether the current state of our universe influences the formation of stars, galaxies, planets, matter, and even life itself. As we've mentioned, there are still many unknowns about the Higgs-like particle discovered at CERN. Consequently, scientists won't officially confirm their findings until they are as certain as possible, given the complex nature of physics. Despite the ominous predictions, many theoretical physicists believe the Higgs boson isn't the final chapter for humanity. So with that in mind, we're wrapping up today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think it could really be the end for us? Drop your comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for daily updates on our latest content. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome day.